Hi guys, today we are gonna talk about Infinity Pool. In this movie, a couple's vacation takes a dark turn when they accidentally kill a man on a deserted road. To avoid punishment, they agree to have one of them replaced with a duplicate. But as they grapple with the morality of their actions, they soon discover that nothing is quite as it seems. So buckle up and get ready for a wild rise into the world of Infinity Pool. In the start of the movie, we see a couple, James and Em. They are at a resort where the host is making everyone feel immersed in the local culture. Some men are wearing special native masks which adds to the atmosphere. James is a writer who hopes to find inspiration for his novels, while Em wants to explore another island and eat at a local Chinese restaurant. However, James doesn't think the food there will be authentic. Later, James witnessed a crazy man cause a commotion at the resort. Gabby, who is a big fan of James' book, explains that the man is a local who is trying to make a statement to tourists that they are not welcome on this island. Despite this, Gabby invites James to dinner at the Chinese restaurant, which surprises him. During dinner, Gabby reveals that she is an actress and shares some of her acting skills with James, which he finds funny and endearing. However, things take a sour turn when Em makes a comment about James being allowed to take his time writing because he married rich. James feels embarrassed by this comment. Later, James and Gabby dance while Em and Alban, Gabby's husband, talk at the bar. The next day, couple drive to a clear water beach and enjoy the sun while eating sausages. Alban is rude and wonders why Em chose James since he is not rich. Em reveals that her father warned her not to marry a broke writer. As the night falls, the group starts driving back to the resort. Unfortunately, the car's headlights start to flicker and eventually stop working. Suddenly, a man walks into the middle of the road and James hit him head on. The man is still moving when they all go to him, but he eventually dies. Em and James want to call the police, but Gabby tells them that they are in a country that is not civilized and the police will take advantage of them. Gabby demands everyone to get back into the car and Alban ends up driving the group back to the resort. Once they reach the resort, James throws up due to the traumatizing experience. The next morning, there is a furious knocking on the James' door and it is the local police asking him to go with them. Em and James are taken to the police station but are separated from each other once there. While in the cell, Detective Thresh visits James and tells him that in this country, killing a man means execution by the man's son. However, for a hefty fee, they can replace James with a duplicate James. James doesn't quite understand this form of punishment, but he signs anyway. Luckily, James married into money, so he grabs the appropriate amount to be released. Then a bunch of women prepare him for the duplication process and he is placed in a room with red liquid. The process occurs and once James wakes up, Em tells him the clone has been made. They go downstairs to meet the clone for the first time. Detective Thresh tells them they have to be present for the execution. And Em says she doesn't want to watch. However, Thresh says that they don't have a choice. Suddenly, the clones wake up from its slumber and the execution happens. The man's son comes forward to execute his dead killer and James' clone begs for his life. Em watches in tears, but his husband isn't as horrified as he is. He just stares blankly at himself and even gives a slight smirk at the end. The couple even gets the ashes of the clone as a souvenir. Once they are back at the resort, Em is packing up to leave, but James says he can't find his passport. Gabby apologizes to James and tells him about a group of rich people who committed a crime and got away with it by using their money. They discuss the possibility of being the clone instead of the real person. James finds inspiration for his next book from this experience. Em is disgusted by James' lack of emotion when he watched his clone die. James tells Em to leave for now while he looks for his passport. Then we see Gabby, who invited James to a group gathering where they discuss their experience. Dr. Bob asks if they killed the right person or if they are the clone. James ponders the question himself. Em and James are shocked when they find themselves standing in front of a mirror, looking at their own dead bodies. It turns out that people who died were not actually them, but their clones. Detective explained that this is the punishment for their crimes. Instead of executing the real person, they execute the clone. Em and James are horrified by the brutality of this punishment and can't believe they are willing to sign up for it earlier. As they try to make sense of what's happened, they hear a commotion outside their cell. It's Charles, who has managed to escape and is trying to rescue them. He tells them that he has a plan to get them out of the country and back to the US, but they need to act quickly. Now they manage to get rid of all the situation, but still they are not out of danger yet. As they drive away from the prison, they realize that they are being followed by Thresh and his men. Not only Detective but also Gabby is within the car. Charles tells them to hold on tight as he accelerates, trying to lose the pursuers. They manage to make it to the airport, but Thresh and his men are right behind them. In a desperate move, Charles crashes the car into Thresh's vehicle, causing a massive explosion. As they watch the scene unfold in horror, Em and James realize that they have narrowly escaped death once again. Charles helps them board a plane back to the US, but they are still in shock from the events they have transpired. They vow to never take their privileged life for granted again and to use their resources to help others. But then we see that Gabby stopped the bus by standing in front of it. Gabby speaks to James in a way that he is a child. She scares everyone on the bus to get James to come out, and he eventually does. Then they make James walk while they follow him in their car. Gabby has some fried chicken in his hand and also a wine. She admits that they used James for their own entertainment the entire time. She even says that she has never read James' book, and to make him even angrier, Gabby reads some awful reviews of his book. For some reason, James suddenly loses control. He tries to take Gabby's gun, but it slips away. He runs away, but the group isn't too concerned. Gabby shoots in his general direction and wounds him in the leg. James finds some locals which help him recover. During this time, he has hallucinations of his son killing him. When James goes outside, the strange group is waiting for him. Gabby says this will be his true test. It turns out to be James on all fours. They were all clones of James. Now they give James a knife and tell him to kill his clone, but James throws the knife away. His clone then attacks him and they fight. James ultimately wins by punching his clone. Then we see Gabby that is comforting him. In the next scene, we saw James who calls his wife and pack his luggage. The group leaves on a bus and returns to their normal lives, acting like regular people. Gabby and Alban say goodbye to James, hoping to see him again next year, but James decides to stay on the island in the rain. There are many theories about the movie. Some people think the originals died when James was executed with the group, while others believe that James sent his clone back to Em and stayed behind to cause trouble. What do you think? So that was all for today. Hope you like our video. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe our channel. Bye.